What up, what up, what up, man? It's your boy Dre, this the Casual Beast for the Average Gamer. I'm gonna get at y'all today with just a little something off my head. Something I want to get off my chest. This is a notice to developers and publishers. I don't know if you guys that are smart in gaming have noticed. Gamers aren't stupid anymore. I mean, yes, you have your drones, you have your 10-year-olds who don't know anything, but the average gamer is in his 30s. And even the 19, 20-year-olds, have kind of caught up to gaming, meaning they don't just accept anything. Call of Duty is your exception. I don't know why people put up with, the bullshit and them using the same thing in Call of Duty, but that's the one exception. But I can give you a lot of examples that gamers aren't accepting it. And with the one game I want to focus on, and I have not played it, but I've watched enough live stream and I've watched enough people reviews and video. Aliens, Colonial Marines. This is not a review about the game. This is just one example. But my bottom line point is developers and publishers should be on notice. That shit's not acceptable anymore. To put out half-ass games using old engines where the graphics look like PS2 or the graphics look like, when Xbox just came out or PS3 just came out. To put out games like that nowadays, for 60 bucks on console, it's just not acceptable anymore. You're gonna get bad ratings. I mean, it's you can see it with like the last couple of big games that have come out that have really just tanked. You know what I mean? It's gameplay over graphics. I agree with that. But if your game looks like shit, the textures are crappy, gamers pick up on that stuff. 10-year-olds don't care about it, but older gamers pick up on that. And you're going to get bad reviews and your game is not going to sell and word gets out quick. People get on Twitter, this game is shit, this game is garbage, don't buy it. Aliens, like, big disappointment, man. Great movie, great series. They've been working on this game for 6 years, because it started development and it stopped and it switched to studio and I don't know, we're hearing all this different stuff. Everybody's blaming somebody else for how bad the game is. But the point is, the consensus of most people is that the game looks horrible visually. I mean, for something that's been developed that long and for it to be 2013, you can't put out a game that looks just like a game that you would have put out in 2005, 2006, with Xbox 360 just came out or whatever. You can't. You have to step it up. These developers and these publishers are trying to keep pushing these games out the cheapest way they can. They push them out with bugs. They push them out, using an old engine. They call it, oh, we tweaked the engine. We modified the engine. You can't get away with that no more. That's why these games are suffering. That's why these games are tanking. Aliens should have been the shit. If somebody would do Aliens correctly with a new engine, and really develop it and really go all out, that game would be a hit because people were so excited for this. And it comes out, I mean, this could have been something that was on PS2. And my point of it is, these developers and them need to be on notice. You can't half-ass it. I know the new consoles are coming out. I know PS4 and I know Xbox 720 or whatever the fuck it's going to be called. But it's still the same thing as far as they're gonna have to step up. They cannot use the same old, Quake engine or, I don't know all the different names of the engines, but there's a bunch of older engines that people keep modifying and keep trying to use for the last 7, 8 years for console games, or even PC too. You can't do it, bruh. Y'all gonna. That's why these studios are closing and crap. Everybody wants to throw out half-ass garbage that they didn't even put full enough effort or enough money into, and that's why these games are tanking, and that's why these studios are closing left and right. And even your big publishers are, guilty of it. I mean, Medal of Honor, yeah, they used a part of the Frostbite engine, but as you saw, that game looked nothing like Battlefield could look, and it was buggy and whatnot. But I'm just giving different examples. For some reason, Call of Duty is the only one that's been able to get away with it so far. But even now, people are sick of that shit. The same fucking engine. They keep tweaking it, talking about it's a new engine. It's bullshit. It's the same fucking engine. You just keep changing the lighting and other little, a few little things. But even that time is running out. People are getting sick of the same stuff. These developers now, if you want to make money, you want to sell games, you're going to have to really work. You're going to have to be innovative. You can't just put out the same old rehash shit that's built on Rails and think that the 10-year-olds are going to buy it up. Even 10-year-olds now are like, fuck that, I played that 200 times, you know, in different games. And it's just going to be interesting to see with the new consoles if these developers step it up. Yes, they'll have more power and they'll have more memory to use and whatnot, but knowing these publishers, how cheap they are, it's like they're going to keep trying to push out these same, you know, game on Rails, these same, you know, just these same, you know, scrubbed down games that are just supposed to be so easy to pick up and play for everyone. Well, that's why they're not selling, you know. And Call of Duty, like I said, is an exception, but even that is reaching its breaking point. People are getting sick. You're gonna have to do something innovative in these games. It's come to that point, and I just hope these developers realize that, man. That's why a lot of them are closing, and that's why a lot of these games are tanking. And I mean, Aliens, it's ridiculous. They had almost 6 years of time for that game, and that's what they put out. I mean, that game looked like a PS2 game. And gameplay over graphics, but the gameplay is garbage too, everyone says. And from what I watched, you know, and now they have all the different studios involved all want to, you know, blame, well, they did this and they did that, and that's another thing. Stop having a studio, stop publishing a game and having 5 different studios work on the game. Well, this studio made the single player, this studio made the co-op, this studio made the multiplayer, this studio made horde mode. That's another problem. I mean, too many people, you know, from outside of an office, you know what I mean, have one studio working on the game. Take more time. If a game takes 3 years with one studio working hard on it, do that, make the game the best it can be, and then put it out. Stop rushing these games out, especially EA. That's, you know, one more Medal of Honor Warfighter. Quit rushing games out, you know, just trying to go for the money. Because it's killing your rep, and like I said, gamers aren't stupid anymore. People are starting to figure this shit out. Anyway, man, that's my rant for today. I'm out. Peace.
Kill confirmed. Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound. Mission clock about to expire. Step up. Kill confirmed.